we saw this blood on the tire. We're like, oh my gosh, and then he came and snatched us.
I'm afraid that what they're saying is true and that it was some sort of a monster.
As the sheriff of this county for the past 18 years, I have never experienced a case this big, this serious, and this tragic.
On 10th November 2010, the police department of Knox County, Ohio, received an emergency call.
Sheriff Barber's office.
Hi, my name is Valerie Haythorne, and I work out at Dairy Queen. I'm the general manager out there. One of my employees did not show up for work this afternoon at 4 o'clock, which is totally uncharacteristic of her. She's not answering her phone, which is totally uncharacteristic. She's not answering her text.
Tina Herman, a 32-year-old hard-working mother, worked at Dairy Queen. She had 2 children, 13-year-old Sarah and 11-year-old Cody. Her colleagues described her as extremely kind, reliable, and always the first to arrive at work. That day, Dairy Queen had big shipments coming in, and Tina was in charge, but she never showed up. When a colleague called the police, an officer went to her house in Apple Valley. He saw her car in the driveway, but the house was dark and quiet. After peeking through the windows, he assumed she'd gone somewhere and left. That decision would turn out to be their worst mistake. The next day, Tina still didn't show up for work. This time, her manager went to the house herself. The front door was open. As soon as she stepped inside, she was horrified and immediately called 911.
This is Deputy Sylvia. I can help you.
Yes, this is Valerie Haythorne. I called in last night about Tina Herman being missing. I am out at her house now. I just went in her home because I'm so worried about her. There is blood everywhere.
Okay. Just give us a few minutes and we'll be en route, okay?
Okay,
Don't go back in the house.
Officers rushed to the scene. Blood was everywhere. In the living room, hallway, bedroom, and even the bathroom. It looked like a horror movie. They found a strange Jeep parked in the garage. It wasn't Tina's car. The blue truck the first officer had seen the day before was now gone. When police ran the plate, they discovered the Jeep belonged to Tina's neighbor, Stephanie, but Stephanie was also missing. Now 4 people were unaccounted for and the house was covered in blood. The case took a dark turn very quickly. Police began searching the area while the news of the disappearances spread like wildfire. Media coverage was intense. The local community was in shock. Nobody had any known enemies or reasons for revenge. Something far more sinister was happening. Detectives first questioned the boyfriends of both women. Both had solid alibis and were ruled out. With no clear motive or suspect, the case was going nowhere, until a crucial clue was found in Tina's garage. A Walmart bag containing tarps and garbage bags, with the receipt still inside. The receipt was dated November 11th, 2010 at 12:08 a.m., the day after Tina disappeared. Police got a warrant and pulled the Walmart footage. At midnight, a man was clearly seen grabbing garbage bags and tarps. He became the prime suspect. He left in a silver Toyota Yaris, but the camera quality was too poor to read the license plate. Detectives ran a check on every silver Toyota Yaris owner in Knox County and quickly narrowed it down to a 30-year-old man named Matthew Hoffman. He matched the description perfectly. Even the shirt he wore in his driver's license photo matched the one in the Walmart footage. Matthew had a criminal record, including burglary. He had recently been fired from his tree trimming job, and his ex-girlfriend had reported that he once tried to strangle her. When police went to raid Matthew's known addresses, they decided to hit 2 locations simultaneously. One team went to his current address in Mount Vernon, while the second team headed to his mother's house in Apple Valley, located less than half a mile from Tina's home. At the Apple Valley residence, officers knocked on the door. To their surprise, Matthew Hoffman calmly opened it. Without any resistance, he was immediately handcuffed and placed in the back of a patrol car. But what the officers found when they entered the house was deeply disturbing and bizarre. The entire entrance area was blocked with piles of dry leaves. As they searched further, they made a chilling discovery. A dead squirrel was sitting inside the refrigerator. Even more shocking was one particular room that had been completely barricaded with heavy furniture, boxes, and random household items. It looked like Matthew was trying to hide something. After forcing their way through the blockage, police realized it led down to a dark basement. With their weapons drawn and flashlights on, the officers slowly descended the stairs. The basement was cold, damp, and filled with an awful smell. And there, in the corner, they found her. 13-year-old Sarah was lying on the floor, tied up with rope and surrounded by leaves. She had been held captive in that basement for days. The young girl was exhausted, terrified, and visibly traumatized. She was the only one of the 4 missing people found alive. Officers quickly untied her and rushed her out to safety and medical attention. Back at the sheriff's office, the interrogation of Matthew Hoffman began. However, no matter how many questions the detectives asked, Matthew remained completely silent. He refused to say a single word.
What we want to talk about, but we need to find some people. Matt, can you hear me?
Matt, do you go by Matt or Matthew?
We'll give you a minute, man, if you need to think a little bit. Just tell us when you're ready. Tell me what I can do to help you. We'll start wherever you want us to start. You want to talk about the weather, we'll do that. Just tell me where they're at. I'll quit talking. We have 2 families here that are going through hell right now, and you control the strings. You have the ability to help them people out. You have the ability to make them feel at ease. You have that ability to do that. And we're here asking you to help us and help them. And ultimately, it will help yourself. You will sleep better again, Matt. You will sleep better again. But you're going to have to own up to what's happened here. You're going to have to take responsibility for what's happened. And you're going to have to show us that you care, that you give a shit, Matt. That you honestly do have a heart. Tell me what you want to do.
To tell me where I can go get Cody, Tina, and Stephanie. One more opportunity.
Hi, Matt. I'm Joe Dietz. I'm a special agent with the Office of Criminal Investigation. I just came in down here to help these guys out a little bit. And this morning I've been, since the time that they came into your house, I've been down with Sarah. I don't know if you knew her name, Sarah. But I've been down kind of trying to take care of Sarah, helping her down at the hospital, getting the, examination and all that stuff done. We're doing everything we can to kind of help her understand what's happened. At least, as much as we know it at this point. It's obviously going to be, a bit rough for her. And she had some questions that I wasn't able to answer. But I told her that I would try and, at least talk with you and see if we could get a couple of answers. Do you remember her asking you about what happened to her mom and her brother? Because she said that she asked you a couple times. Do you remember that?
I don't want to talk anymore.
Matthew refused to say anything, so they turned to Sarah for answers. In her own words, Sarah told police what had happened. She said that on November 10th, when she and Cody returned home, there was blood everywhere and Matthew was already inside the house. He pulled a knife to her throat. She was so scared that she just laid down on the kitchen floor. After about an hour, he told her to get in the car. They drove to his house where he locked her in the basement. Sarah also revealed that Matthew had assaulted her multiple times while she was held captive and threatened to kill her if she tried to escape or tell anyone. With time running out to find Tina, Cody, and Stephanie, police brought in an FBI interrogation expert.
This is your last chance to talk to us, literally.
Unless there's a lawyer present.
That's what they're pushing for. You're saying,
lawyers won't let you talk.
yeah, you're saying you're still willing to talk to us without an attorney, but they're that's what's being done now as far as pushing for that. So this is your last chance right now to talk to us.
They'll come in and make the decisions for you.
Yeah,
I mean, literally. They'll
switch
take
it all
that away.
around.
They make it sound like it's your freedom, but really they won't give you that
Well,
chance.
it's really not in my best interest to talk without a lawyer. It's your best interest.
Well, if you, again, hopefully we've built something.
For 2 full days, Matthew stayed completely silent. Finally, after being threatened with the death penalty, he agreed to confess, but only in writing. In his chilling letter, Matthew revealed the horrifying truth. He said he had been camping near Tina's house and originally planned to rob it for money and jewelry. When Tina suddenly came home, everything went wrong. He attacked her with a knife. Moments later, neighbor Stephanie walked in and was also killed. Then Sarah and Cody returned home. He killed 11-year-old Cody on the spot. But for some reason, he couldn't bring himself to kill Sarah. Instead, he kidnapped her and took her to his basement, where he assaulted her multiple times and threatened to kill her if she tried to escape. Later that night, he went to Walmart to buy tarps and garbage bags. He loaded the bodies into Stephanie's Jeep, drove to a nearby wildlife park, and hid all 3 bodies inside a hollow tree trunk. Following his confession, authorities rushed to the location and cut open a massive 70-foot-tall tree. Inside, they found multiple trash bags containing the bodies of Tina, Cody, and Stephanie.
As the sheriff of this county for the past 18 years, I have never experienced a case this big, this serious, and this tragic. And in my entire law enforcement career, I have never experienced something like this.
On January 6, 2011, Matthew Hoffman pleaded guilty to all charges. He was sentenced to life in prison without any possibility of parole. This remains one of the most disturbing and haunting cases in Knox County history. 3 innocent lives were brutally taken, and a young girl was left traumatized forever. Thank you for watching. If you want more dark true crime stories, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications.